you're looking for a job, be careful. If you have a ban in on your previous travels, it's going to affect you. It's a red sign. It's a red flag. It means you committed crime. You committed an offense. They would like to know. It's a red flag to them. Or someone who resigns and leaves. Once your passport has cancelled, it has a cancel tag on your passport. You have to be very careful. I've worked in the UAE. I've never had any reason to have a cancel on my passport. A cancel tag stamp on my passport. Because when you say a cancel, it means that the company cancelled your passport, your appointment, your visa with them, and you left. When that stamp cancelled on your passport is a red flag. It could be that you had an issue with your former employer, and you're looking for a job for in another country. It's a red flag. So when you have a good strong travel history without issues, without problem, you have a low risk. The risk of bringing you in, the immigration risk is very, very low. Also, they also have what's called no travel history. If you don't have any travel history, you are full of uncertainties. They're going to be very, very scared because they don't know anything about you. They don't know anything about you. No travel history. That's why we always tell people, whenever you have a passport, try to disvirgin your passport. Even if you have to go to Ghana, go and come back. Travel to any country close to you. Go. There's something called regional travel. A regional travel within the West Africa. Travel, come back. Travel, come back. Go to low country, just travel, disvirgin before you go to serious countries. Don't just quickly, I want to talk to the US. You may not get it. But you don't have any history. Any history. I am not saying if you don't have any history, they will not give you. But you stand a very bigger risk of not being accepted. Alright? You stand a very bigger risk of not being accepted. Another one is bad travel history. That's where there's high risk. If you have a ban on the passport, it's a bad risk. It's a very bad risk. If you have a cancellation, it's a very bad risk. If you have an overstay, it will always reflect. It's a very bad history. You have to really, really try to make sure. I remember when I traveled to the UAE, there was time I went on tourist visa, 3 months, and I was supposed to leave the UAE in September 30th, and I was just trying to see how I could extend my stay. I had an option. It is either I have an overstay and fight to survive, or I gently leave the country, hoping to return one day. You know what I did? I chose to leave the country because I wanted a good travel record. So I left. I flew back to Nigeria. It was painful, but I had to come back to Nigeria. Do you understand? But for me, I had created a good travel history. I had been there as a worker. I went on tourist. I came back. When I was there as a worker, I never had any issue. I never had any cancellation. I never had any ban. I went on tourist visa. I came back the right time and exited at the right time. Everything was cool. I had no issue. So for me, if I apply for a country in the world, I will get a visa. I have a better chance. I have low immigration risk. I have a good travel history. There are no red flags. So I stand the chance of getting getting a visa being issued because I have a good travel history. Am I making sense, everybody? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Are you with me, please? Let me hear you. Good, thank you. Now, I'm going to go to the next slide. Countries that value travel history. The next slide. Countries that value travel history. I'm going to list some countries that value travel history. Very, very important. Very, very important. The travel history matters most for the following countries. 1. Schengen countries. Every Schengen country value travel history. Every Schengen country values it. The travel history is very important to them. The United Kingdom. the United Kingdom, the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Now, I'm going to go to the next slide. The psychology of visa decisions. The psychology of visa decisions. Now, I'm going to talk about the visa officers evaluate patterns. They are how they evaluate. One, your previous travel behavior. Your previous travel behavior. This refers to how you acted during your past international trips. That is, your patterns of travel, stay, and exit. Your previous travel behavior. This refers to how you acted during your past travel trips. It refers to how you behave during your past travel trips. Now look at the way you acted. Before you apply to any country, check out your trips. How have you been? How was your behavior? How have you been traveling? For somebody who traveled to Sweden, she came back, she traveled to another country, she came back. The third country, she traveled, she had issue in the third country. That issue is important. So that's why I always tell travelers, whenever you travel, try as much as you can to avoid any issue. Try as much as you can to avoid any issue. Now, compliance record. This is your track record of obeying immigration rules during your past trips. This shows whether you entered legally, you stayed only as long as allowed, didn't work illegally, and exit on time. Oh my God. Now, I remember my travel days when I was learning to travel. I told someone I wanted to travel to Ireland. He said, okay, I was so desperate then. He said, okay, family can travel to Ireland. Just go to Ireland. And I said, okay, when I get to Ireland, how am I going to live? He said, when you get to just apply for asylum. I said, asylum? Then I didn't understand what asylum was. So you apply for asylum and they'll give you a stay. If you don't have a lawyer, we'll give you a lawyer to apply for asylum. At first, I was excited. At the moment, I retrieved. He now said that when you get there, but it's going to be a tourist. He said when you get there, just do any hustle. You hustle and you start working.